Whew, is your tail dragging? Mine sure has been. Let's talk about how to raise your energy when you are feeling absolutely depleted and why the answer is more and deeper than just getting better sleep. We know sleep's important. I'm not saying it's not, but there's so much more. It goes deeper into why we're feeling so depleted. So why am I bringing this up now? Well, if you haven't noticed, this year's been a little crazy. My theme for 2020 has been adapt, and I have been adapting and pivoting left and right. No plan that I make has been working out quite like I thought it would, and I've really been growing and working on my ability to pivot and adapt and carry on and get from where I am to where I want to be as fast and as easy as possible in the healthiest way possible, no matter what detours I have to make to get there. And I have been doing so much. I've been learning so much about myself. I've been growing in so many ways, reaching for those new heights all the time. And I have been exhausted. All day, every day, all I want to do is sleep. I've got nothing in the tank by the end of the day. And all I want to do is just pass out on the couch. Sound familiar? Yeah. I know I'm not the only one. Whew, it's been a year. So I'm going to give you 5 tips. Some of them are quick tips that you can use right away to get a quick boost of energy. Some of them are ways and tools and techniques that you can use for long-term success so you can raise your energy overall and keep shining, keep being a light out there in the world and shining bright for everybody. Because if you haven't noticed, the world's kind of a dark place sometimes. It needs your light to shine. Okay, so let's dive on in because goodness knows we're all exhausted anyway. So let's get to it. Number 1, a way to have a quick boost of energy. Instead of taking a nap, which naps are great, not saying they're not, but to get an even quicker boost of energy, do 10 to 15 minutes of brisk physical activity. Get up and go for a walk. Do some jumping jacks. Turn off the video and the audio on your Zoom call and have a dance party in the kitchen. If you literally cannot get out of your seat, bouncing your knee, like if you're stuck in a desk at school, bouncing your knee can help. Pulsing your hands can help. The best way to get a quick boost of energy right away is 10 to 15 minutes of brisk physical activity. Put on your shoes, get outside. Nature energizes us so much more than being stuck in our own 4 walls, and do some brisk physical activity. Number 2, this one is for short term and for long term. Put as much as you possibly can on autopilot. Yes, so many of us, and especially if you're in my world, which, by the way, if you're new to my world, hi, I'm Dr. Vicky, general chiropractor for people as well as pets. I'm a mind body coach. I'm a Reiki healer. All the initials behind my name are just alphabet soup, but they mean that I am here to get you from where you want to be, from where you are to where you want to be as quickly and as easily as possible in the healthiest ways possible so that you can go out there and be your very best. All right, autopilot, automate everything. Humans go through something called decision exhaustion. And especially if you have been in my world for a while, you are probably a leader mindset kind of person. You are the one that people look to for answers. You are the one that people follow as a good example of what to do and how to move forward and be their very best because they're following in your footsteps. You're not there to give people a hand out. You're there to give them a hand up. And as leaders, we are constantly making decisions. And the human mind has something called decision exhaustion or decision fatigue. We can literally only make so many decisions in a day before our minds are like, I'm done. So if you are constantly making decisions about what task do I need to do next, what bill do I need to pay, any decision that you can possibly automate, do it. It will be that many more fewer decisions that you need to make and leave more in the mental tank as far as energy goes. So for me, that has looked like organizing my tasks by day. So Tuesday is my day that I tidy up. Monday is my day that I prep all of my face masks for the week so that I don't have to think about it and I can just grab one and run out the door. And I don't have to think about, well, I need to leave at this time. So how much time do I need to leave to prep masks and how much time do I need to get? No, I just do it all on Monday and then it's done and I don't have to think about it. I also put a lot of things on reminders, a lot of things on alarms so that I can set it and forget it and be done with it. The more that you can automate and put on autopilot, the less you have to think about and the more energy you have. That ties into number 3, write things down. If your brain is constantly reminding you about things that you need to remember and you keeps bringing it up every 5 minutes, you're burning a lot of mental energy trying to remember everything. So write it down. I've got a list app on my phone and I've got a task app that's on my phone and on my desktop computer, and it can port to my home computer or my work computer. So it's everywhere and I love these tools. There's lots of different apps out there. The one I use for tasks is called Tick, but use whatever works for you. That's just what I've landed on for right now. And I love that I can set different tasks to be recurring. So that, I need to pay this bill on, the first of the month. I can set it in there and it will remind me, and I don't have to look at it when it's not the first of the month. I don't have to constantly look at something and say, okay, do I need to take care of this now or do I need to take care of this later? It's already taken care of for me. It also has the ability to bump things to another day. So if it comes up and I'm looking through, I'm like, I don't think I need to deal with this right now. I can bump it to the next day. Easy. Another app that I use, which is my note-taking and just general list-making app, is called Color Note. And again, use whatever works for you. But I love lists. And so in Color Note, I can make lists of all of my marketing ideas as they come up. If I see a good title in my inbox, I save that in my little research tab. Borrowing from one is called plagiarism. Borrowing from many is called research. I store in there, I have a list for clothing sizes so that if I'm on Amazon and I see something cute, I don't have to think and remember what sizes things are and make that decision. I can just pull it up and I've got it and I don't have to use the mental. I've got lists for what coffees I've tried that I've liked or I haven't liked, so that if I am cruising around shopping for coffee online, I don't have to think of, did I like this? Did I not? Have I tried it? Have I not? It's right there for me. I have automated things and I've written it down so that my brain doesn't have to remind me. If I have a really good idea of what I need to do when I get home, I write it on one of my apps. If I think of a task that I need to take care of or that I need to remind somebody of, I write it on my apps so that I don't have to remember it. It's that much less brain power that I have to spend. All right. Number 4, look in your environment. This one is kind of deceptive. We don't really think about what's around us because what's around us actually fills us. It's outside, but it's also inside. So what is in your environment that fills you up, that makes you just a better, fuller expression of yourself? And what's in your environment that you might need to set some boundaries around because it depletes you? I'm talking people, places, and things. So people in online and in your offline environment, fill your space with people who lift you up and who challenge you to step even further into a fuller expression of your best self. Not people who drag you down, not people who tell you to stay stuck. Those are the ones that I call energy vampires. Are the people that you're seeing online and that you're seeing in person or you're spending time with in person or online, whether you know them or you don't, or you're having conversations with them or you don't, are they filling you up? Or are they taking some of your energy? Maybe you need to limit some exposure to some of the people that drain your energy. I'm talking news. Maybe you need to limit your consumption of news to 15 minutes in the morning, and after that, you turn it off. Maybe that means that instead of turning on the news channel where they like to draw out the big dramatic stories over several hours, maybe you need to subscribe to more of a digest kind of news story so that you can get all of the information in 15 minutes and be done with it and not be going round and round about what the next drama is. Maybe You stumble across a Facebook fight, or a Facebook fight stumbles across you. Just because you've been invited to a fight does not mean you need to accept the invitation. You can walk away. It's online. They don't have to know that you even saw it. You can leave. Or if you start to catch yourself participating, you can back out and step away from that fight. That is a great way to save your own energy, is not participating in the fights that you've been invited to. Maybe there's someone who's hurt you. Maybe it's someone that you had a relationship with. Maybe it's someone in your work environment. Maybe you need to let that go and limit your exposure to them, both in how you're interacting with them and also how they're still impacting your mental and your emotional. If you need further assistance in letting go of something so that you can move forward, reach out to me and let's see if a Reiki session is what's going to be the right answer for you. Now let's talk places and things in our environment. What is in your environment that drains you? And what's one simple action that you can take right now, today, to create more control and more certainty in your environment? The top two things that research has shown this, the top two things that will help you instantly regain a sense of control and a sense of certainty within your environment, is doing a load of dishes or doing a load of laundry. Reason being, it instantly clears some space. It instantly clears off some clutter. And in the process, it leaves you with something that you can use, whether that's a clean shirt or a clean bowl. I have definitely waited to wash the dishes until I've run out of physical, actual spoons. I completely understand. I'm in the dishes and laundry once a week club. But once you do that one task, even if it's just 5 minutes of washing dishes, it physically clears space, and it also mentally and emotionally clears some energetic space in you as well. And then what can you add to your environment that inspires you to creativity and moving forward to your next adventure or your next great thing? If you go Googling the desks of some of the great successful people out there, whether that's, Oprah or Steve Jobs or whoever, some of the people that are really successful and really doing awesome things with their lives, most of them have a really messy desk. But it's not messy as in dirty. It's messy because they don't put away their creativity. They leave it out, because leaving their creativity, their creative things in their environment is, every time they look at it, their brain says, oh, what can I make next? What can I make happen next? What can I bring into this world that's not here before and make the world a better place with it? They also tend to not have so many things on their walls or on their shelves pointing back to achievements that they've already done in the past. Instead, what you'll find is they have things on the walls and on the shelves that are things that they're aspiring to, or things that make them think of something that they want to move towards, goals that they have in mind. My own coach has pictures of wonderful hikes that she's been on that are behind her because she's not looking behind her. What she has in front of her are the wonderful hikes and adventures that she wants to go on next. So what can you add to your environment that when you glance at it, it sparks this feeling of creativity, which will boost your energy, as well as inspiring you to move forward to the next great thing and the next adventure, instead of constantly looking backwards at where you've been. We want to move forward. And number 5, our brains are so, so powerful. And they filter out a whole lot because we can only focus on so many things at once. So our brain will filter out what we have taught it is not a priority. And what a lot of us have taught our minds is not a priority is taking care of ourselves and making sure that our bodies are running as efficiently as possible. Because if you're not, it's like riding a bike that has a flat tire and a bent rim all at the same time, and the brake's a little stuck. It takes so much more energy to pedal that bike down the road because it's not running efficiently. The mechanics of the bike are not optimal. They're not at their very best. And if your own body is not at its very best, you're going to be burning a whole hoop and bunch more energy than you need to physically, which then doesn't leave so much energy left to burn mentally and emotionally either. But, we notice if that bike's not running quite so well. We don't notice so much when our bodies are not running so well because we have taught our minds to filter that out. We've taught our minds that that's not important, that we're not important. But here's the good news. Anything that has been taught, anything that has been learned can be relearned. We can reteach our minds to take care of ourselves, that taking care of ourselves is a priority. Because when we are at our best, we can give our very best to the world and shine even brighter and be that fuller expression. Everything in the universe seeks fullest expression of itself. A flower does not, or a rose bush does not put out one flower and say, I'm good, I'm done, I don't need to do more. No, it's constantly going to be putting out more. Even if there's a challenge, how many trees have you seen that were planted too close to a fence, or maybe they just took root too close to a fence? They didn't decide to stop growing when they made contact with that fence, even though the fence was in their way. They started to grow around it. And in some cases, they even encased the fence because they seek fullest expression of their very best self, even if there's something that from the outside we think might hold them back. They're still going to go seek their fullest expression. Our bodies are naturally the same way. Our bodies physically want to seek fuller expression. But our minds, which runs over 90% of everything that we do, our minds have been taught that we're not supposed to take care of ourselves, that we're not supposed to be the best expression of ourselves. So we need to relearn. We need to take care of our bodies so that we can be our very best mentally, physically, and emotionally. To do that, you need to work with someone who is an expert at hearing those signs that your body is telling you, because your body's always talking to you. You need to find someone who's able to hear it at a whisper. Because if you keep ignoring that whisper, that's when it's going to start talking to you. And it starts talking to you by making you feel depleted and exhausted all the time. The challenge there isn't necessarily that you're not getting enough sleep, which you might be, but that might not be the only thing. It might be that your body is running so much energy just to function because something's not running right, because the wheel's bent. And you need assistance getting that put together, but it's learned that you're not going to listen to it if it tells you that the wheel's bent. So it's going to make you exhausted so that you start listening to it. That's how it talks, because we didn't hear it at a whisper. But if we don't hear it when it's talking, eventually it's going to start screaming. And that is when you're going to end up in a breakdown, a physical breakdown, a mental breakdown, an emotional breakdown. Something is going to give. And that is when your body is going to start screaming at you. Because it's learned that that's the only time that you pay attention to it, that that's the only time you give it what it needs, is if it screams. We can relearn that. It starts by working with someone who can hear it at a whisper before it has to start getting your attention in other, more painful, more exhausting ways. If this makes sense to you, reach out to me and let's see if I'm the right one to be working with you to hear that whisper and start turning your light on even brighter so that you can be the fullest expression of yourself. No screaming required. Reach out to me. You can call or you can text message me at 636-751-3150. Text the word consult, or if you give me a call, you'll probably get my voicemail because I'm working with clients and I want to give you the utmost of my focus, all of my focus at once. I don't split things out. That's another way that you burn too much energy. So you will get every bit of my focus and attention. Just leave me a voicemail and let me know that you're looking for a no-charge consult so we can see if we're the right fit to be working together. All right. Let me know what has been some ahas from this one. I know I went a little longer on this video than we usually do because so many of us have been stuck in that depleted energy drain, exhaustion mode. So it's really important to learn some ways to move forward. Now you've got a couple of quick tips on how to get a quick boost of energy right away, as well as some tools and techniques that you can use to keep your energy levels up. Because when your energy is high, you're able to be a bright light shining bright for others and leading the way into a better place. The world needs your light to shine bright. So until next time, go out there and be your very best. Bye now.